Lenny, I wanted to ask you, you recorded on Bitches Brew, and you just mentioned earlier that you played on both those tunes that were arranged, Spanish Key and Miles Runs the Voodoo Down. Now, was it tough for you to play different things in the arrangements now than 30 years, nearly 40 years ago, playing on that initial recording? Like, did anything subconsciously come up there like, wait a minute?
No, I played the same.
Oh. Mm-hmm.
But you see, what I tried to explain before, I mean, like, if you learn a language, I mean, you learn words, and, like, you know, words become sentences, sentences become paragraphs, and you become adept at speaking. People say, wow, he knows stuff, you know. And so I learned on that record. So basically what happened was when the surroundings were a little bit different with, you know, the Indian musicians, I just basically played what I played that I had learned before. And it sounds great because it's housed in another space. There's different sound, but it's still that language that I learned the first time.
Was it one long take like it was on Bitches Brew, or was it?
Yeah, we did it like that.
Yes.
You know, I mean, Bob said, here it is, and turned it on, and I played with what it was, and you know, it turned out nice.
Yes,
it worked out.
Yes, it did. And Vince, I wanted to talk with you about, you sat in with Miles at 9 years old in Chicago. You know,
Plug Nickel.
Yeah, Point Nickel, right? With that rhythm section of, you know, well, DeJohnette was playing,
Jack
and Dave Holland, Chick Corea, and Wayne.
Right.
You know, and I wanted to ask you, like, you said that.
No, I didn't sit in. I just got up on Jack's drums and played before the set.
You didn't say?
No, they didn't know, man. Okay. Because Jack could see this, he was like, oh, sit there. No. Yeah, right? No, I just played, the drums before they came on.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
but it was still, man, with those cats, I was a kid. So it was beautiful, man. And still my idols.
Yeah. See, it leaves an impression when, you know, like you get an opportunity to talk or be with an idol.
Yeah.
See, because what happens is that, like, you have history and, like, it's on a page, or like you see a video, or I mean, now you see a video, or it's on a page, or you listen to a record. But it's a different thing when that person walks off of that record. I mean, like, walks into a room and, like, they're actually there, and you, wow, man, this is the guy that I listen to. And, like, you know, I know for him,
like superheroes.
Yeah, it's like, you know, wow, this is my Uncle Miles is playing at wow, and, you know, it becomes a different perspective. And that's what it was for me when I actually got to meet these people. I mean, like, these are guys that I listened to on the record, and now I'm sitting talking to him, and he's you know, that's leaves a very lasting impression with you, you know. So, like, and you can't shake it. So hopefully you get with someone who gives you a very good impression, and that takes you to the rest of your journey. You know?
It's everlasting.
Yeah.
And Vince, I remember there was an interview that I remember vividly with you and Erin and Herbie Hancock on Tabitha Smiley. And you talked about that you embraced the challenge when you were hired to play with your uncle. You embraced it. Of the lineage of drummers, you embraced it. You weren't nervous about it.
Man, once the curtain goes up, you got to throw down. You know, like Lenny was talking tonight. I said, Lenny, you cool? He said, hey, man, I got my game face on. You know, it's business. It's a business. You know, when a red light comes on and you record, it's a business. And you have to approach it that way. Serious, man. Music is serious.
Yes.
Miles is serious. Lenny's serious. I try to be serious, you know. Because I've learned from being with him and being around Lenny and Chick and Herbie and all these guys, Tony Williams. You know, this is the real deal. You know, this ain't, you know, it's not comedy. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's just application. You apply yourself. And I wanted to say, also, it's like the best of the Indian musicians on the record. I'm switching gears. Are the top Indian musicians. is universal, you know. And after you reach a certain point in your career, and you've I don't want to say mastered your instrument, but you Lenny said, would you say it's a dialogue, right?
It's a language. I mean,
And
and
musicians speak.
yeah, the better you learn how to speak the language, the better you're able to communicate. And see, when you really understand the nature of words, I mean, like a word, I mean, I'm using an analogy, but like when you really understand like phrases and how chord structures go and how to play over them, there's like words. Like if you can understand that and you have a real good understanding of that, it's like it's much more easier for you to play and speak. I mean, Charlie Parker said that, like, if you don't have a story to tell, it doesn't, you know what I mean? You have to have a story to tell when you play your horn. And so, like, when you really do have a good command of the language, things come easy. And that's why I say Miles had a great command of the language. He had such a great command of the language that he started to change and make his own way of interpreting the language, that we all followed him.
Right.
You know, Bird and Diz, and then Miles came and did what Bird and Diz did, but then he had his own way of doing it, and then everybody followed Miles. And he influenced John Coltrane, who then John Coltrane influenced, you know.
It's like branch, like a branch.
Yeah, it's like a,
Yes, family tree.
Yeah.
Family tree.